Hello, investors. This is Ted Zhang, Associate Portfolio Manager with Revere Asset Management. Today is Tuesday, September 24th, 4:30 p.m., coming to you from Fort Lauderdale with tonight's Revere Roundup Daily Market Insight video. State of the market, pretty simple. We are in an uptrend. Market leaders are all acting well. Short term above the 21 EMA, medium term above the 50, long term above the 200. S&P made a new all-time high and a new all-time closing high. And so really, there's really nothing much to say about the trend gauge besides four green up arrows, which means we are in the grow mode of the dual mandate of GROTECTION. Also, the Qs are coiled, and I will get to that chart. That's a great opportunity. Um, really, really beautiful setup there. So what happened today? 21 over 21 list up 0.89%, 12 up, 4 sideways, and 5 down. Big 8 up 0.95%, primarily led by NVIDIA. RG8 is up 0.32%, S&P up 0.16%, RSP up 0.19%, Qs up 0.48%, QQEW up 0.28%, Dow up 0.10%, mid caps up 0.01%, Russell small caps up 0.28%, global 60/40 equities bond up 0.48%, and GROTECTION up about 0.62%. So let's jump right into the S&P 500 chart as usual. All-time high closing price. So really nothing much to say. Trading above the 8 EMA. Good above this line, bad below, and we'll continue riding the wave. RSP, not an all-time high, but still surfing the 8 EMA. Really stellar action here. The Qs, extremely tight action. Again, point out the volatility contraction pattern. This is some of the tightest action I've seen and really over these tops, and that's buyable. And this is likely going to lead to a lot of momentum in the markets, especially when the Qs get moving as well. You can see the moving averages are starting to expand upward. And so I expect some volatility expansion to the upside here. Dow, another all-time high closing high. Nothing really much to say when they're just trending along the 8 and making new all-time highs. Mid caps. Tried pushing out this mini flag, but reversed so far. This is a bit of a short flag, so maybe some back and fill would be constructive here, and then we can emerge out into new all-time highs. Russell, really beautiful flag building here. This is definitely on high watch for tomorrow over today's highs. This is awesome. 60-minute chart, you can see this beautiful tight flag. And so over these highs right here, and that is buyable. VIX continues to come down, and like I said, we want to see this get below the 200-day moving average and settle in this low volatility zone, which usually presents those easy dollar, smooth uptrend environments, as you can see here. As you can see here. So let's see volatility come back in, and then ideally we want to see another uptrend. The dollar, huge move down, barely holding on to support. New closing low this year. And so going on a weekly chart, we'll really see what happens at this 100 level. The dollar looks extremely weak here. Gold, extraordinarily strong. Another all-time high closing price, trending perfectly above the 8 EMA. We are involved in gold miners. A new 52-week high here as well. Silver, explosive move today. I talked about this key level right there. We're almost at new 52-week highs over this 29.56 area. That's definitely the next big level. Bitcoin, IBIT is definitely a chart to watch. Let's go to the actual Bitcoin chart. Back above 64,000, back above all key moving averages on the daily and weekly. And above the 65,000 level, Bitcoin looks like it wants to go back to 70,000. And I've been talking about this for months and months, and it's taken some time to materialize. But I still do think a huge fat pitch is setting up in Bitcoin after a 6-month base now. Every time undercut and reclaiming the 10-month moving average. So this is a stellar base forming. and we'll be watching this very closely. Bonds. So let's go back to trading view. The short end of the curve, short rates, dropped a lot more than long rates today, and that kind of just signals that the bond market thinks the Fed needs to continue cutting rates, and since the Fed follows the 2-year yield, it seems like that's what they'll echo. BND finding support at 21 EMA, nice trend there. TLT breaking the 21 EMA, and this 8 EMA is about to cross below the 21, so that's definitely a red flag there. And I already talked about the 30-year yield and the 10-year yield as well. So onto the tail of the tape. Let's talk about news real quick. 10 a.m. consumer confidence, which came in well below expectations, weakest in 2+ years. And so the market initially dumped off that. We can go to S&P 500 chart. It was strong. Numbers came out at 10 a.m., sold, but that put in a low around 10:45 a.m. and we rallied and then based into the close. So continue on then. Today's keys, we came in with S&P versus prior resistance range, and now the support is the line below that I drew. We went from 2 out of 3 days up to up 3 out of 4 days, 10 days above the 8 EMA, 10 days above the 21 EMA, and expectations are, of course, positive as we make another all-time high. Strong sectors today. Bonds are up, bond yields are down. XLB, tech, discretionary were up. China, extremely strong after the People's Bank of China started loosening their monetary policy, lowering the reserve rate, lowering second home buyer down payments. Gold and silver are extraordinarily strong, as well as copper, because a strong economy in China leads to huge demand in these commodities and industrials. On the weak side, dollar was down, financials, utilities, and healthcare. So we like to see those more defensive areas in the market down today. What did we do today? We added to NVIDIA and we bought Flute, and that brings us to 1.76 beta. Bottom line, S&P another all-time high, and the Qs are coiled. So continue on. Let's get into the charts. Let's talk about our ad today on NVIDIA. Just really, really tight area right here above yesterday's highs. If you go on a 60-minute, as you can see, that was the nice flag, and we added to that. The thing is with this base, it's more late stage, third and fourth stage base, and it's definitely a lot wider and looser. And from highs to lows, it's a lot wider than the previous base and the previous bases. So we are coming into supply. Maybe we come up more, but my expectation is we're gonna have to pause and continue to build on the right side below this 130 level. And then this is another level here at 136 that we have to run into. So the next one is Flute. They own FanDuel, and with sports back in full gear, this one broke in the new 52-week high. And FanDuel is the main sports betting site that people use to gamble on sports. As you can see, 2024 estimates, 414%. Huge breakout year as well, going from 2 years in negative to $5.72 positive. And then even 2025, there are nice estimates as well. Some charts of interest. First one, QQQ, above those highs. This is a perfect VCP, an extremely tight right side here. That is buyable. IWM is buyable over today's highs out of this flag. You can add more above 228.69. FNGS is similar to Qs. Extraordinarily tight action in VCP, buyable above 50. IBIT was buyable today. Continue to watch Bitcoin. Bitcoin over 65,000 and IBIT is buyable. So essentially IBIT is buyable right now. We own MSTR, MicroStrategies, as our proxy to Bitcoin, as it does give us a better return when Bitcoin is in favor. Tesla, above this 235 level that I've talked about before, just great action filling the gap, and now above 250. Retested 250 intraday today, held and closed strong. 265, 270 area look like it's next, and then we'll have to see what it does there. Does it build a handle and break out and head towards 300, or does it get rejected like here, 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 and here, the prior areas? NVIDIA we already talked about, so we'll stop that. MSTR is our Bitcoin proxy, and we're back. We're above this 150 level, above this 152.35 high, and this is looking great. The next area I'm watching is this 183.7 area. And finally, Instacart had this huge move out into new all-time highs. Did find some, sorry, all-time closing highs because IPO highs were higher. It pulled back to the top of the base, found support with the hammer so far. So this could be on watch for a potential add-on buy here. So finally, I'll just go over some top names in our 21 over 21 list, and then some of the top down names as well. First one, Uber, really great action today above the 75 level, clearing the supply as well as gap days low. As you can see, these levels continue to remain relevant, high volume, low, and then it found resistance at these peaks, but finally broke through. The next level is this 80-ish level as well as the base highs, and we'll see it what it does there. And we own this name as well. Gold miners, we own this as well. 52-week highs, just great action. Zillow with rates coming down, exploded out of this bottom and cup with handle, and just continues to act beautifully. 5 days up in a row, 2 days pulled back, and now we're finding support already. This looks like it wants higher. MSTR, we already talked about, great action. SE, explosive action out of here. Go on a weekly, new 52-week highs relative to these March 2023 peaks. And this looks like it's officially back into a stage 2 uptrend. Tesla, talked about it already, multiple times already. So we won't talk about this for now. Continuing on GEV, just a monstrous breakout out of this cup with handle. Then it formed a smaller pivot up here over 200, and it's just been flying. Wonderful move. DoorDash broke out of this cup with handle that we talked about before, came out on a gap, so it made it tougher. And now we just saw an all-time high closing high. Actually, not an all-time high, sorry, new 52-week high close. On the downside, though, Palantir, I mean, it's pretty nice to see when your biggest name down is still above the 8 EMA. That's just a testament to how strong the leaders and the markets are right now. Kava was down today, which we own, but still above the 8 EMA. Flutter, which we just added above the 8 EMA, down day back into the top of the base, so low risk entry. Now above the 8 EMA and supported with a hammer candle. So we just saw the top 4 down names in our 21 over 21 list, all trending above the 8 EMA and finding support there. Can't really say much about the market besides that it is strong, it is trending, and we are riding the wave. That's pretty much it. 4 green up arrows in the trend gauge. Our dual mandate says that it's time to grow, and that's what we are doing. We are engaged. We have our rules. We have our stops. We will manage risk if things turn on us, and we'll continue riding this wave. So, as always, we would love to hear from you. My name is Ted, and I'm an associate portfolio manager at Revere Asset Management. You can always email me at ted@revereasset.com, and then you can reach out to Dan and Don at revereasset.com. Our phone is 855 Real Wealth. That is 855-732-5932. We named our flagship portfolio, like I said, GROTECTION, and that comes with the dual mandate of growing in uptrends and protecting in downtrends. And right now, like I said before, we are in the GROTECTION, where we're in the grow part of GROTECTION. If you're interested in becoming a client, please reach out. And with that said, I'll wrap it up for today's video. Tuesday, September 24th. It is now 4:44 p.m. This is Ted Zhang telling it like it is. Thank you for listening and have a great rest of your day.